here. Here is a bottoming tail bar. Just give me a second here, guys. Yeah. I was short this tail here, guys. It just got out. All right, just quick scalp short against the trend here a little bit, but take a look at this bottoming tail bar. It is off the 200. Now you have to be careful about interpreting this as a break. That's not a break if it comes back like that. That's like bouncing off of a mattress. You know, like the mattress goes in a little bit when you bounce. Right? So your mattress goes in a little bit, but that's not necessarily a break, right? Especially if it comes back. Now, powerful bottoming tail bar right off an area of support. All right, and boing, beautiful. So you know, bottoming tail bars off of significant areas of support are phenomenal plays. Take a look at the RBIs here. 1 RBI, 2 RBIs. You don't have to play the tail, although you can. You don't have to. So these are 2 specific things for me that stand out for the play. What I did up here is once the tail developed, boom, I shorted right here. I was going to stop out above a new high, risking small. All right. But what do we have here? Little space. So it's a good calculated risk. Okay. I did there. Is that understood? Do you see the things that that worked here? You see the things that worked here? Bottoming tail bar support, RBIs, topping tail bar, dual space far away. You know these things. You know these things. All right. Let's go to MU. Okay. Look at the close proximity of the 200. So the stock is surging off of the 200, which is a zone. You never think of the 200 as a skinny line like that. It's a zone, right? Like a mattress, like I told you. So MU surges off of the 200. This is a beautiful elephant bar play. My favorite off of the 200. Okay. And this portion completes whale complete. Move 1. Pause. Move 2. Now, guys, there are 3 types of whales, right? There's the traditional whale, boom. There's the sideways whale, boom. And then there's this whale, which is the pause whale. Strong movement, brief pause. And then, boom, you leave the pause behind. Leave the pause behind. Whale complete. So you've got the traditional whale, the sideways whale, and the pause whale. MU was the pause whale. After the whale is complete, the nature of the stock changes. You know all of these things, or you should know all of these things. All right. Jan, you were asking me a question about PayPal. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to it. Why not short in the triple tails before it? To be honest with you, I wasn't there. I might have. I like the distance that this got from this bar. I don't like to short really close to fat bars. I don't like them. So the distance that this got was very impressive to me, and the way it dropped. I was there to see that. I didn't really see the other tails yet, to be honest with you. All right. Okay, let's look at AMAP. Okay. The 200 period moving average is here. And remember, it is a zone. Elephant bar surges off of the 200 zone, and at the same time, it is clearing the opposite color bar. So it has the dual benefit of the surge from the 200 area and the clearing out of the opposite color, giving it a dual power. RBI. RBIs often mark the middle. Whale complete. This is this form of the whale, right? Pause, and you leave the whale, you leave the pause behind. You leave the pause behind. Whale complete. That's the pause whale. You all know this. After the whale complete, look at the nature of the stock changes. You know all of this. All right. Let's see something here. Apple, we are separated after Apple comes off this low. Nice movement up. We get separated. And your most powerful event occurs here. Is this a good, sound, calculated risk? You're against position, but you got the most powerful event, and it's originating from a separated location. There are several things that I put into play whether a stock can fall hard, right? Number one, how far away is it from the beginning of the move? Number two, how far away is it from the 20? And how far away is it from the 200? It's these things that I incorporate. I say that's a sound calculated risk. GBI like performance here, GBI right back to support, which is, as we know, is the 200. You know all of these things that you know. Okay. Let me Tal is asking, how would you play MU? I got only the trade AMAT. Wait, I only got the first part out after bar by bar stop. Well, this is extended for another play. I get it. But the 8-period moving average is right here. So if you want to give this a shot, you have to wait for one of your plays. What's one of your plays? Here's your RBI right here, and or your topping tail bar takeout. Those are two plays that are coming together all at once. You got to keep that tight, that stop tight. That should be basic if you want to give that a shot. Remember, if you can't name the play, RBI, topping tail bar takeout, then you're just gambling. You have to be able to name the play. Hey, boss, just a heads up, we can't trade AMAT. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get that added at the end of the year for AMAT. Okay. I like the stop. Today, Apple was not shortable for you guys? All right, well. It's a little too high for most of you to play anyway. We're just showing you what worked. All right. You guys know this. Fab 4 zone. Okay. Red bar first, do nothing. Red bar first, do nothing. Green power bar takes out the red, clears the red. There's an event and or RBI, confirming that the strength is real. All right. You guys know all of this. I have to be honest with you and tell you that sometimes I'm frustrated by how some of you are just overcomplicating the game. You're forgetting your basics. These are all basic things that I teach you. They're all over the place. You know, they're all over the place. Look at JD today. Look at your clearing event. Look at this bar. Let me get the right color. So here is JD kind of fooling around in the trap zone, right? Until this, which I pointed out in our boss session this morning. So JD clears out the opposite color, wiping it out, totally destroying the opposite color and getting out of that trap zone. Here's your play. Look at the green bar. Boom, there's your play. And the rest is history. You know all of these things. And you have to do some soul searching as to why you're not capturing them. You know, you got to do some soul searching with that. Why are you not capturing them? Okay. Square power surges off the 200, clears out the opposite color. Drop. Okay, a little sloppy here. All right. But as long as this is not broken, man, you know my 50% guideline. That drop, that pullback does not greatly violate that 200. You got the 200 helping you from above. And there's your whale right there. You don't get a chance to choose the size of your whale. You got to take them as they come. Joshua, your first day, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. But these are all things that you know, and they are all over the place. They're freaking all over the place. Now, I want to cover a mistake of mine this morning. Well, I mean, it was a conscious mistake just because I didn't have that many shares, that's all. So I liked the way BABA, I'm often monitoring not just what happens, but the manner in which it happens. How does it happen? I liked the drop off the high in BABA. You understand? So I went short. Boom. Okay. And so since we're so close to 202, I said my stop's going to be a double bar stop above 202. Okay. But the way this collapsed told me that even with the 200 there, I'm going to follow through. We're going to follow through. Now, that follow through goes into the trap zone. So let's split the trap zone in half, more or less here. So what happens is that boom. But instead of taking, I get greedy in a way. I'm like, you know what? First of all, I just didn't get a lot of shares, number one. And that does affect me sometimes. It just makes me not excited. All right. So I didn't take the gain where I should have taken the gain. It was small. So I said, you know what? Let me just see what BABA does. And so here is a potential mistake. Now notice how this green bar wipes out a good portion of the red. All right. Now that's one. So it's wiping out red one time. Now the thing is, look at red again. So I'm profitable, guys. This is all profitability. I'm short up here. Okay. So look at this red. Now, if you're part of my VIP trading club, and you all should be, but you will understand from my special lesson with you yesterday, is that stop at 202 should come down to here now. Why? Because you don't want your stock failing to follow through on your color twice. So we're already eliminating, let me do it with the green. We're already eliminating red once. Now, if we eliminate red again, this trade is over, but I didn't kill it. Boom. And that trade should be over right there. That's the two color. You're eliminating your color once. The stock is eliminating your color twice. This is not baseball. No 3 strikes. You can always get back in. All right. So what I did was, because my shares were not sizable, like anything under 5,000 shares for me. Guys, 5,000 shares is 1 lot. 10,000 is 2 lots. 15,000 is 3 lots, right? So it's all relative. So anything under 5,000 shares is a light lot for me. 3,000, 2,000, that's very light. That's a half a lot. All right. So anyway, that's the 2 color rule. That's right. So I still said, you know what? I don't have that many shares. Let me just rock with this tail and see. All right. Now, but had I had size, this is gone right here. That short is gone right there. If I had size, I would have been covering down here for sure, because I got my target. I got it. It was just that my size was so small, it wasn't meaningful to me. All right. But so I stuck with it. But I want to tell you what I did. So I took this bar was the first bar. All right. To break the high. Now I'm out here because we break above the pokey bar, but I reverse my position long. And after this bull 180 right there, okay, I hit it up again hard, really hard. And I did one more big entry, the pullback. Now watch this. Now I'm profitable on the long. Now watch the pullback. The pullback, I'm buying into this pullback, guys. And there's the move. Well, this was the winning score of the day. Boom, long, and boom, long into the pullback. And I was out on this run to the upside here. And that made up for the loss. You did the same, Tony? Awesome. Yeah. You thought I went short red? I was short. I was short here. But here's where I got long. All in this area, I got long. And think about how much sense that makes. If this is your red bar, how are you getting confused about the double color? What are you confused about? That's an important concept. Well, you don't ever want a bull 180 to break. Jose's asking, where's the stop? You never want a bull 180 to break. So before that, going long, I'm going for me, I'm going maximum loss per trade now, because guys, look at what's happened here. Remember I told you always have to combine your bars to bring clarity back into the picture, right? So here's your move. Combine your moves. So do you want to get stopped out anywhere here? No. But once this bull 180 comes into play, now I'm taking that stop, which is maximum, and I'm jamming my mental stop under that bull 180. Bull 180 should not be failing. All right, that's my stop adjustment to that bull 180. Then once this goes, you got to move that stop to that pivot. You know this. And once you start separating, if you want to trail, you're going to start trailing bar by bar. All right. All right, so you guys, you got the two color roll, which I did not do, but I think it's something you should do. Eliminating red once, eliminating red twice, your short is in trouble. You got that? A few of you let me know. All right. How many watched the VIP? How many did the VIP lesson yesterday? Did you get that? Give me the number. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Just wanted to make sure. All right. If you haven't, it's available for you. Marlon, you don't know what the VIP trading club is? Well, I'm not talking about it enough, it is. All right. Just go there, Marlon, in your leisure, and look into it. All right. Facebook. Let me cover my Facebook play. Now take a look at what Facebook does here. Look at this collapse. So I'm like, Facebook is going to have a hard time. I'm going to see how this bounces. And I want to see if maybe there's a short in that bounce, because when I combine this collapse, you're really talking about a bear 180, a giant bear 180. All right. That's what you're dealing with. So I'm like, the bounce is going to be shortable. I like to see how we do getting up here in this area here. All right. So what does Facebook do? It bounces and gets me filled right where I want to. Now the orders, I have orders there in advance up in that area. Okay. This is the way Facebook was going down. I didn't like it. It was going down bullishly. Right? It just felt bullish. It didn't feel collapsy to me. It felt reluctant down. So I got out. I just grabbed it was like a little less than $700 out of the play. All right. So took a scalp here. Didn't like it, and I turned out to be right. I mean, it ultimately fell back to the 200, which is what I was looking for, but I could tell that it was being accumulated. Look at these comebacks. Look at these comebacks. You see, these comebacks are powerful. So that was the Facebook thing. I just want to cover one thing else with Microsoft too. So unfortunately, which I've been trading Microsoft a lot more frequently because it's in my price range. I love the 150 more or less price range, right? But I missed this drop, unfortunately. That would have been my whole morning here, no question. But I wanted to see how this bounce materialized. Now, I had orders. See the size of this bar here? That's the bar's range. That's the range I want the stock to get back in. So I start placing orders in that range, right? So I get short, and the thing is just drifting away from the problem, but it's not dropping. So this little drop here, I killed the play. I mean, I made a little bit of change, $133, but I didn't like the way. First of all, I would have liked it to bounce a little closer to the problem. It bounced separated from the problem. Then it got more separated, and I'm like, if we can't break this 20 now, it start coming back, I just killed it. That's an interesting concept to keep in mind. I'm playing this trouble, but the further it gets away from the trouble, the less meaningful the trouble. Just like in life, time makes you forget. Time heals. Heals damage, heals trouble. All right. Yeah, I actually like this long here. Matthew says he bought off the lows. I like the tail light bar. I like the distance. Remember, I told you what I judge when it's okay to go against position. If look at how far you had come from the beginning of the move. That's far. Now you do your moving averages. So first, how far from the beginning of the move to now? And then moving average second. How far are you from the 20? How far are you from the 200? And if, my God, all of these are separated, that's a nice low risk. That's a nice calculated low risk play. See? And what's your target on something like this? What's your target? What is your target? Someone tell me. You can do 1/3 to 1/2. All right. That's your target zone, right? 1/3 to 1/2. That's how I'd like you to look at it. Instead of really picking one, that's your zone. See if you can get into that 33 to 50% zone, and determine from there. Yeah, you can just take all in here. You can ease out. Absolutely. Do these things make sense? Are you picking up what I'm laying down here? All right. Guys, you've got to have your scenarios, the scenarios that you play, already done. And the game becomes just waiting for your scenarios to play out. Topping tail bar takeout near the 200. Bottoming tail bar. RBI. Away from the RBI, you've got to consider this a pause whale now. You don't know it's a pause whale here until it gets away from that pause. Now you say, elephant complete. Nature changes. Are there any questions on anything? You good? All right. Diano, on the pause. Talk to me. What is your question? Email me, Vadim. You have my email address? Email me. All right. Joshua, you guys have to get that to Dan so Dan can go to work on that. Toward the end of the year, we usually try to do a revamp of the IFT 100. So we're getting close to that time. All right. How would you manage your position when partials are not an option? What do you mean? I don't understand what your question is, Diana. How do you manage your position? All right, so yeah, well, when you're playing one lot, it's okay sometimes, but are you adding to your plays ever? All successful traders add at appropriate points. Oh, well, you got it. Well, why are you not adding? Yeah, don't practice baby ABC trading. You're slowing down your progress. You should know when to add. You add on RBIs after your initial plays that aren't too far away. You add on healthy pullbacks that are not violent and do not greatly break the 50% mark of the previous power surge. You know these things. No successful trader does not add. Let's put it that way. Never in my entire life have I seen a successful trader that just buys and sells. Okay, I'm done. Buy one time and sell. I'm done. Never. They all add, all of them. Every institution adds, every hedge fund adds, every successful trader adds. Not every single play, because your play may not provide an ad, but when it does, they add. All right. All right, guys. Do your work. Okay, love you to death. Just stay true, stay out of trouble, and stay at it. Ciao for now.